Good afternoon, friends. It is I. Hope you've had a really awesome Monday morning, and I thank you to those of you who are about to tune in live because nobody's just here, and welcoming those of you who are catching up on the replay. So just so that you're aware, this is the Becoming Professionally Famous Online season number 4. This is episode number 3. The income snowball, and how to build one, and what the heck that even is, and why it is even important or cool to be able to build one. So I'm heading over to the States tomorrow morning, and I really wanted to make sure that I was able to deliver to you guys this episode before I headed off. So I think that sometimes people get stuck in their heads around, well, you know what if my audience can't afford to pay me up front? What do we do about pricing? How do I kind of make this work? So, and then how do I hit my numbers and things like that? So something that I realized back in 2013, which was really the year that I had some really massive growth periods. So I've got a tattoo on my wrist that, if my arm would not like twist, there you go, I think you can kind of see that. This tattoo was off the back of a really huge week that I'd had. I actually made $118,000 in sales in 1 week. I never even had thought that would even ever be possible, and I was just, it just really opened up my eyes that when I dug deep and was consistent and showed up and did the stuff that I love to do, that results could happen, and really quite extraordinary results for me could happen. So that's a really big thing. But one of the things that I was thinking about before that happened was that, right, well, if I can put together, and this sort of thinking was percolating in 2012, was that if I could put together a program that was, say, $6,000, then all I would need per year is 83 people out of the whole entire wide world to invest $6,000 with me each, and I would make $500,000. 83 people. That's it. That's like less than 2 per week. It was such a holy shit, like maybe I could actually pull this off kind of moment. And what happened was we started building momentum, and I started getting more clients, and we surpassed the $500,000, got to $1 million a year, and it was all really fantastic. But one of the ways that I was able to help my clients to see that, how this kind of worked, and it's really important to understand that for a lot of people, they might not have $6,000 up front to be able to invest with you. Now, I'm using that as the number, just because that's the number that I'm using. There's no, because that was the number that I was selling my stuff for back in 2012, 2013. So for one of the programs that I was running. What I wanted to talk with you about today is with your like, this is primarily if you've got a consulting program or package, or if you've got a coaching program or package, or if you're mentoring, even if you're an author and you want to start coaching or consulting or mentoring or training or anything like that, then really for the and even health coaching or anything like that, you can put together some really powerful programs and packages and things like that where you can charge $4,000 as an example. So I'm going to give you a bit of a walkthrough today of an example so that you can really see how this income snowball can get built. Now, for those of you playing along at home, so long as you're not driving along in your car while you're watching this, if you are, then don't do this activity at the same time. What I'd really love for you to do is grab out a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, and you're going to, I hope you guys can read back to front. So we've got snowball, we've got a $4,000 price point, and let's say that we've got your people might be putting a deposit in of $1,000. Okay, So you've got a program that's for sale, it's $4,000, they might pay you $1,000 to secure their place in said program or offer or consulting package or program or whatever. Then what we've got is we've got $3,000 that is left outstanding, right? There's $3,000 that they still need to pay you in order for them to be fully paid up with what it is that you're doing and facilitating for them. Now, let's say that you put together a payment plan or a payment arrangement of, say, $500 a week. Now, you all have your own pricing models, you've got your own pricing structures, you can make this work in the way that you want to make it work for you, but the model is going to be reasonably the same. So we've got $4,000, right, as our price, and we've got the deposit of $1,000 and then a $500 a week payment plan. So let's say that your monthly income goal is $10,000. So let me grab my calculator. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so if we were to make $120,000 a year, right? So our annual goal is 120 grand. We divide that by 12. Our monthly figure is $10,000 a month. Now, in order for us to make 120,000, if the price point is 4,000, we need 30 clients a year, which means that we need 2.5 people a month buying from you. That's probably not going to be quite enough, but we'll work it out of that. So in month one, in week one, let's say, hey Kelly, good afternoon. Let's say in month one, week one, we make one sale and you make $1,000 as the deposit down, right? So we've got month one, week one, $1,000. Now that person is also going to give you $500 a week. So in week two, they give you $500. In week three, they give you $500. And in week four, they give you $500. So month one, week two, week three, week four. So they've paid $2,500 up to that point. And then in month two, they've got another, so we've got week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8. 500 in week 5, it's 2, it's 3, 500 in week 6, and 500 in week 7. So by the time we get to week 7, that first person has paid off their program with you, right? But let's say we make 3 sales a month, because I don't know how you get half a person, but let's say we make 3 sales a month. So we've got a new person here. Let's say we get another new person in week 2. And let's say that we also get another new person in week 3. Now, it's easier if we build this into a spreadsheet, but I couldn't work out how to share a spreadsheet with you on here. So we're going to use big fat text and paper. So person number 2 has paid $1,000, and they're also going to give you 500 here, they're going to give you 500 here, they're going to give you 500 there, 500 there, and then 500 here, right? Until they've paid off. Let me know if this is making sense. The third person, so we've got 1 person, 2 person, 3 people. The third person that's bought up here is also going to give you $500 a week. And actually, in month 3, that person, their final installment will get done in week 9. Okay, so in week 1, we made $1,000 in cash. In week 2, we've made $1,500 in cash. In week 3, we've made $2,000. And then in week 4, because we haven't made any new sales, we've got $1,500. So in month 1, 500, so we've got 1,000 plus 1,500 plus 2,000 plus 1,500. So in month 1, we've made 6 grand. So just by getting people on payment plans, right? And then in here, we're going to make another sale because we make 3 sales a month. So we've got another new person and they're going to pay this off over 6 weeks. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we start to get, and then we've got another person here and they're 500. Is this starting to make sense? Let me know if this is making sense. So that's another 1,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, so that's your, oh, and then we've still got another person to buy. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what happens essentially at this point is we've got all of that income there and we've still got people on payment plans, but we still make 3 new sales a month. So we collect $3,000 in new money, plus we've got the payment plans. So it kind of snowballs. So let's see, using that, let's see what we've got in here. So we've got 1, 2, we've got 2,500 in week 1 of month 2. Then we've got the 1,000 in new money and then another 2 grand there. And then 1, 2.5 there, 1, 2, and then 3,000. So by the time we get to month 2, we've actually made $11,000 in cash for that month because we've got 3 new people in month 1. They've given us 3 grand in new payments, plus we've got the payment plans. And then we do the same thing here, and then we repeat the same thing here. So you actually end up with, based on 3 new clients a month, at a $4,000 price point, you end up snowballing your income. So let's see in month 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Callie, is this making sense? 1, 2, 3. For those of you watching, let me know if this makes sense. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm doing math on my calculator. 1, 2.5. And then 1, 2 grand. So yeah. So then by month 3, we've got about 10,500 that we've got coming in. So, and that's going to keep the same. So what happens is that this keeps recycling, this process keeps recycling through. So what this means is that if on the worst case scenario, people say to you, oh look, I actually can't, I haven't got the cash, I don't know how I can possibly pay you up front, then that's okay. Let's put this on a payment plan. We need to get people, particularly if we're coaching or anything like that, they need to have some skin in the game. 1, to make sure that they show up. And number 2, to try and do our best to be able to get people to implement. But what happens is that the more people you enroll and you've got these, if you've got payment plans like that in place, then your income can snowball. And usually it takes probably about, it's about that 7 weeks for your income to really snowball so that you're hitting that consistent monthly income goal. Does that help you? Does that make sense? Now, that was based on a 4 grand coaching program or a $4,000 package that you might sell. Now, if you're like, oh, look, my people can't possibly afford to pay $500 a week, great. What is the bare minimum payment plan that you would be willing to accept? Is it $250 a week? Is it a $500 deposit and then you drag that out? Now, if you're going to do that, it will probably take you about 5 months for you to hit that 10 grand a month income goal that you want to make rather than, about 2.5 months. I hope that makes sense. Now, I'm having some really weird things going on today. I don't know why I can't see those of you who are online. So can you please just let me know? Number one, can you hear me? Otherwise, this would be really freaking awkward. And number two, does that make sense? So let me know. I think the really interesting thing here is that most people go, oh my gosh, I could never charge $4,000, or oh my gosh, I could never charge $5,000, or I don't know how to even make this work. So the thing for you to remember is that it's not about the price point, really. It's about the value that people get as a result, or that they can see that they're going to get as a result of going through your stuff. Tamara, I missed a bit, so I'll let you know when I watch it back. Okay, great, thank you. So I'm glad that you could hear me. No one was talking to me today. I was really scared that my volume wasn't working or something. So awesome, sounds great. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so that's that. Now, if you need me to really kind of step that back, then let me know. If you want me to break that down for you, let me know. I normally would have this up on the big whiteboard and be doing it on a whiteboard, but I suppose one of the things with that is that Facebook Live mirrors what we're doing, and it can make it look a little bit weird and stuff like that. So if you've got a package or a program, remember that the value is in the transformation that you are providing to people. If you feel like you can't charge $4,000, then go and have a look at the value that you're putting into the program or into your offer, and make sure that you can do that. Now, even if you are a financial planner, if you're a mortgage broker, if you are an allied health professional, then there's probably something that you could look at in terms of packaging and adding more things into your repertoire of what it is that you're doing, so that you can add more value and increase the price point. So look at what else you can add. Is it about putting on an event and bringing people into the room? Is it about doing a charity gala night or something like that? I don't know. Like, what can you do to add more value so that you can see and really command those higher ticket prices that not only help you, it actually also helps your people to be able to implement more and to get faster and more sustainable results. So that is our show for today. Short, sharp, and shiny. Wanted to make sure that you had all of this really clear and ready to go. So the things that you need to do in order to make this work for you. You need to know what your revenue goal is per year. Okay, what's your revenue goal? I'm not bothered about your profit. I don't care about your gross profit. I just want to know, what is your revenue goal? So let's say it's $100,000 a year. Then what is your average sale? So let's say that your average sale is $5,000. You would need 20 people, right? 20 people a year. Oh, excuse me. How do you know you're live? That's awkward. 20 people a year. So then how many clients do you need to enroll per month for 20 people a year? And then we can go, okay, great. What's the minimum deposit that I'm willing to accept? And what's the payment plan? Now, for this snowball to be the most understandable and implementable for you, thanks, Tamara, the most implementable for you, I would base it on weekly payments, and then just snowball that out. Write it down on a piece of paper and go, okay, cool, you know, $4,000, $1,000 deposit, and then $500 a week, and then just write that down in each week. Not dissimilar to what I've done for you on here. Okay, so do that. All right, let me know how you go. If you run into trouble with this, leave comments, let me know. We can always workshop it. Otherwise, I'm going to set you back and free to go and play in what is a very beautiful Monday. It's a little bit warmer here today, hence the open shoulder and the naked arms. It's so exciting. So have a really beautiful day, everybody. I'm going to be, it's going to be a little bit ad hoc this week, right through to probably about Wednesday next week for the lives and things like that. So I will come to you live when I can and deliver as much value to you guys as I possibly can throughout this next week. But meanwhile, take care, implement, do the work, and if you've got any questions, please let me know. It's not like the internet doesn't work over in the States. It does. It just means I'm going to be operating in a slightly different time zone, which is going to be fine. All right, everyone, rock on, have a great day, and I'll talk to you all soon.